courage, transformation, and unwavering faith. Today, we delve into the extraordinary life of the Apostle Peter, a fisherman turned disciple whose journey with Jesus Christ and pivotal role in the early Christian church have left an indelible mark on history. Join us as we explore Peter's life, from his humble beginnings to his central role in spreading the gospel, and discover the profound lessons his story holds for us today. Peter, originally named Simon, was born in Bethsaida, a small fishing village on the northern shore of the Sea of Galilee. He was a fisherman by trade, working alongside his brother Andrew. Their days were filled with the smell of salt water, the sound of gulls crying overhead, and the feel of worn nets in their hands. But despite their mundane routine, Peter's life was about to take a dramatic turn. One day, while Peter and Andrew were casting their nets into the water, Jesus called out to them from the shore, saying, "Come, follow me, and I will send you out to fish for people." Matthew 4 verse 19. Without hesitation, they left their nets and followed Jesus, leaving behind the only life they had ever known. This impulsive decision marked the beginning of Peter's journey as a disciple, a journey that would take him to unexpected places, test his faith, and transform him into a leader of the early Christian church. As Peter followed Jesus, he witnessed miracles, heard teachings, and experienced the joy of being part of a community that was passionate about spreading God's love. He was impulsive, sometimes speaking before thinking, but he was also fiercely loyal and willing to take risks for the sake of his faith. Peter's journey was not without its challenges, but it was a journey that would change the course of his life and the lives of those around him. Peter quickly emerged as a prominent figure among Jesus' 12 apostles, demonstrating a unique blend of passion, loyalty, and leadership. He was part of Jesus' inner circle, along with James and John, and was privileged to witness pivotal moments in Jesus' ministry. Peter was present on the Mount of Transfiguration, where he beheld Jesus' radiant glory and heard the voice of God affirming Jesus as his beloved Son, Matthew 17 verses 1-9. He also accompanied Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane, where he watched as Jesus wrestled with the weight of humanity's sin and prayed with anguish, Mark 14 verses 32-42. Peter's impulsive nature often led him to speak and act boldly, sometimes resulting in moments of profound insight and other times in humbling rebukes. He was the first to declare Jesus as the Messiah, the Son of the living God, Matthew 16 verse 16, and he boldly professed his willingness to die for Jesus, Matthew 26 verse 35. Yet, he also impulsively rebuked Jesus when he spoke of his impending death, Matthew 16 verse 22, and he infamously denied Jesus 3 times during his trial, Matthew 26 verses 69-75. Despite his flaws, Peter was uniquely positioned to play a crucial role in the early Christian church. His passion, courage, and unwavering dedication to Jesus made him an inspiration to his fellow disciples and a powerful witness to the transformative power of faith. Through his journey, Peter learned valuable lessons about humility, forgiveness, and the importance of surrendering to God's will, leaving behind a legacy that continues to inspire and guide believers to this day. One of Peter's most notable confessions occurred when Jesus asked his disciples, "Who do you say I am?" Peter responded, "You are the Messiah, the Son of the living God," Matthew 16 verse 16. Jesus praised Peter for his faith, saying, "Blessed are you, Simon son of Jonah, for this was not revealed to you by flesh and blood, but by my Father in heaven. And I tell you that you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church," Matthew 16 verses 17-18. This declaration established Peter as a foundational figure in the early Christian church. Peter's loyalty and devotion to Jesus were put to the test on the night of Jesus' arrest. During the Last Supper, Jesus predicted that Peter would deny him 3 times before the rooster crowed. Peter vehemently denied this, proclaiming, "Even if I have to die with you, I will never disown you," Matthew 26 verse 35. Later that night, as Jesus prayed in the Garden of Gethsemane, a group of soldiers and officials arrived to arrest him. Peter, in a moment of impulsive bravery, drew his sword and struck the servant of the high priest, cutting off his ear, John 18 verse 10. Jesus immediately rebuked Peter, telling him to put away his sword and healing the servant's ear, Luke 22 verse 51. Following Jesus' arrest, Peter followed him at a distance to the courtyard of the high priest. There, as he warmed himself by a fire, Peter was confronted 3 times by bystanders who recognized him as one of Jesus' followers. Each time, Peter denied knowing Jesus, fulfilling Jesus' prophecy. After the 3rd denial, the rooster crowed, and Peter remembered Jesus' words. Overwhelmed with guilt and remorse, he went outside and wept bitterly, Matthew 26 verses 69 to 75. Despite his denial, Peter's story did not end in failure. After Jesus' resurrection, he appeared to Peter and the other disciples. In a poignant moment by the Sea of Galilee, Jesus asked Peter 3 times, "Do you love me?" Each time Peter affirmed his love, Jesus instructed him to feed my sheep, John 21 verses 15 to 17. This reinstatement reaffirmed Peter's role as a leader and shepherd of the early church. Following Jesus' ascension, Peter became a central figure in the early Christian community. On the day of Pentecost, Peter delivered a powerful sermon, resulting in the conversion of about 3,000 people, Acts 2 verses 14 to 41. He performed miracles, such as healing a lame beggar at the temple gate, Acts 3 verses 1 to 10, and boldly preached the gospel despite opposition and persecution. Peter's missionary efforts took him beyond Jerusalem, spreading the message of Jesus to Judea, Samaria, and beyond. He played a crucial role in the inclusion of Gentiles into the Christian faith, as demonstrated by his vision of a sheet with unclean animals and his subsequent visit to the Gentile centurion Cornelius, Acts 10. This event marked a significant turning point in the early church, affirming that the gospel was for all people, regardless of their background. According to historical accounts, Peter eventually traveled to Rome, the epicenter of the Roman Empire, where he continued to preach and strengthen the Christian community. He ministered to the faithful, provided guidance and encouragement, and helped establish Rome as a key center of Christian worship. Peter's presence in Rome was a beacon of hope and inspiration to the early Christian community, which was facing intense persecution and ridicule. Tradition holds that Peter was martyred during the reign of Emperor Nero, who brutally persecuted Christians in the aftermath of the Great Fire of Rome in 64 AD. According to legend, Peter was crucified upside down because he felt unworthy to die in the same manner as Jesus. This act of humility and devotion has become an enduring symbol of Peter's unwavering commitment to his faith. As he faced his own mortality, Peter remained steadfast in his beliefs, exemplifying the courage and resilience that had defined his ministry. His martyrdom in Rome, circa 67 to 68 AD, marked the culmination of a life dedicated to spreading the message of love, redemption, and salvation. Peter's legacy continued to inspire generations of Christians, solidifying his place as one of the most revered figures in Christian history. The site of Peter's martyrdom and burial, now occupied by the Basilica of St. Peter in the Vatican, has become a sacred pilgrimage site for millions of Christians worldwide. The basilica's majestic architecture and stunning beauty serve as a testament to the enduring power of Peter's faith and the unwavering devotion of the Christian community. Peter's impact on Christianity is immeasurable. As the leader of the apostles, he helped lay the foundation for the early church and played a key role in shaping its theology and practices. His letters, 1 and 2 Peter, offer profound insights into Christian faith, suffering, and perseverance. In 1 Peter 5 verses 2 to 3, he exhorts church leaders to be shepherds of God's flock that is under your care, watching over them, not because you must, but because you are willing, as God wants you to be, not pursuing dishonest gain, but eager to serve, not lording it over those entrusted to you, but being examples to the flock. These words reflect Peter's own journey from a brash fisherman to a humble and faithful servant of Christ. The life of the Apostle Peter is a testament to the transformative power of Jesus' love and forgiveness. From his initial calling by the Sea of Galilee to his bold leadership in the early church, Peter's story is one of redemption, courage, and unwavering faith. His journey reminds us that despite our failures and shortcomings, God's grace can restore and empower us to fulfill our divine purpose.